What's up YouTube? Today is a different type of video. I'm going to be showing you when I am getting a little more strict on my intake, the kind of stuff I like to eat. So this is Smart Pockets. I bought these at Winco actually. So I don't know if you can find them everywhere or not. This is my first time trying these, but usually I use like the pita bread and stuff like that. What I like about these is they're only 80 calories, 0 trans fat, low on sodium, 4 grams of fiber, and 5 grams of protein, which is great. I usually eat like stuff like this, but like usually like in a wrap or a pita or something like that. So we're gonna give these a go today. And take one little pouch out. This is what it looks like. It's pretty flat, very thin, so I think you're going to want to really be careful. I'm not really big on mayonnaise, but I'm going to put a little bit just because I don't want my sandwich to be so dry. So I'm going to just pour it in like that. And you know what? I did already wash my hands, FYI. I washed my hands before I hit record. So, of course, wash your hands, just like, so we can prevent other certain germs from going around the house. Because you know what? Our house right now, you know, my kids keep getting sick and it sucks because I can't seem to shake these viruses that keep going around circulating the house. I'm going to be using provolone cheese. I usually buy a big pack and then I just section them out in two like little Ziploc bags. And I just put that baby in there like that. And I am using, this is turkey. This is, wait a minute, is ham or turkey? This is Hawaiian ham. I thought I got the turkey when I went. Maybe I thought I did. Okay. Clearly I thought I did. I'm going to just get two and fold them and just kind of tuck them in there. Excuse me. Like that. And then I'm going to get some tomatoes. And I'm actually going to just use one slice. I'm going to cut it in half. Don't do what I'm doing, you guys. Don't ever cut like that. I'm just doing that because I'm used to cutting like that. Then I'm going to get some avocados, which I already sliced it. As you can see. Let me get a spoon. Scoop it out. There we go. Just gonna tuck it in like that. And I'm actually gonna just cut the end of that off and put that on my plate because I love eating serranos. This is a really hot chile, by the way. I had to rinse it because I don't remember if I rinsed it or not. And now I'm going to shove a ton of spinach leaves. Okay. If you know me or you've been following me for a while, you know that I absolutely love spinach for everything. Literally, I'm going to just shove it in there like that. That's that. I mean, of course, you can make it look prettier than that, but we're going to just leave it as is. As you can tell, this is a video about food, so if you don't like it, I'm sorry. But I wanted to give it a try. I love eating food. I love eating as healthy as I can, even though I do eat really naughty sometimes. But I wanted to share with you this. Here, have a bite. Bite, 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 bite. Okay. So, as you can tell by the title, it's days of my meals, basically. Food in my day-to-day basis, not every day I eat the same thing, obviously. My phone's thing. And so, I wanted to share this with you guys. Please don't mind the nails, they look really horrific now. I am drinking an energy drink, and I am drinking my detox water. It has mint, cucumbers, lemon. This is 80 ounces. I don't know why my voice cracked right there, but let me pray for this real quick. Okay. And we're gonna just dig in and get it popping because I'm really, really hungry. And you know, I'm not starving, but I'm really, really hungry. So like I said, this bread is the first time I've gotten it, so let's see. Okay. Not so bad. Not so bad at all. So, I know everybody's probably talking about it already. Or not already, probably, but I know that everybody's talking about the Gabriel Fernandez story. It's so heartbreaking, right? If you don't know nothing about it, when you have Netflix, go watch. It's called Gabriel Fernandez Trial, I think, or something like that. But this is really, really good, you guys. Go on, try it. You don't like spinach? Try it. It's really good. I remember the story back when it first happened to little Gabriel. Rest his precious soul. That I want to say, I don't know if I was pregnant with my son. Actually, his name's Gabriel too. I don't know if I was pregnant with my son or I had just had my son, but I remember hearing about the story when it hit like the internet and everything like that. And I just remember like tripping out, like, is this fake? Like, is this fake? Please tell me this is fake. Now there's just too many lunatics out there who think it's okay to hurt children, and it's bizarre. It's hot. It's really sad though, you guys. Like, we're supposed to be here to protect our children from the bad guys. And when you are the bad guy, these poor babies, you know, I know I've talked about this before. I was super hardcore on discipline, and I stopped. It's been like 3 years now that I do not discipline my children with force of my hands anymore, because I used to like pop, smack them on the arms, smack them on the legs, you know, I would just boom. I stopped that because, you know what, I feel like my kids are getting big. My kids are going to be very big children. My husband's 6'4", so I know my children are going to be really big. So I wanted to teach my children to have respect without me having to get crazy with them, or without me having to use force on them, because my children aren't stupid, and children are not stupid. I think the approach of parenting is everything. I'm not a perfect parent. I'm really not. I've come a long ways from disciplining them, from how I speak to them. And, you know, let me rewind. I have had my days where I have been totally moody and ugly and whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, I'm talking about when you're moody or just angry and you take it out forcefully or ugly on your children. If it's verbal, if it's physical, if it's mental abuse, stop that now, because you're damaging your child more than you know. And the abuse that this child had to endure before passing away by the very hands of his mother, the person that's supposed to nurture him, love him, protect him, and ensure him that life will be okay, because as long as I'm here, baby, you're okay. But to be the monster that is creating the fear and inflicting the pain and the inflicting the abuse and just, ugh, this poor baby probably must have died with a really broken heart. And that is so sad, so unacceptable. And I feel like everybody in the justice system failed him. Justice system, well, yeah, them too. But that baby was failed. I'm sorry. I work with the school, so I know there's laws that, you know, when you work with children, you are mandated to report things that you know are not normal. And just know that if I see anything and you abusing your kids and I notice, just know. I'm sorry, but I'm mandated. And you know what? If reporting any parent to protect a child and it saves that child's life, and or God forbid later down the line that child comes up, you know, gone or dead or whatever, and I know I could have made a difference, that will never leave my spirit. I will die with that guilt, and I don't want that type of guilt on me. You know what I mean? But back to what I was saying, I feel like it's a different, for me it became different about 3 years ago. One day I just was reflecting on the abuse I endured growing up. Not a lot of abuse, but I'm talking about abuse from other people. I was sexually abused and things like that. I was mentally abused, physically abused, but that was in a relationship. Even though my mom was a little brutal with her discipline, I don't hate my mom. I just knew that there is a different way when I got older. You know, it didn't register that disciplining children a certain way is not cool. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I just think it's really, you know, lettuce would have been really good in here too. I just think it's really sad. They said onions are really hot. I like it. But I'm just saying, if you're that parent and you know you're a little hot-headed and you know that you fly off the handle sometimes or too much, stop. I'm telling you from experience, just stop. You're creating so much fear in your child that you don't want to inflict that type of fear in your children. Like, you really don't. Like, you want them to be fearful of the consequences of them doing bad and being bad, but at the same time, you want them to be able to come to you and say, you know what, Mom, Dad, I messed up. Please don't be angry to the point where you're going to hurt me or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, my children now, they know, like, when they do wrong, they can come tell me and be like, Mom, I know I'm not supposed to do this, this, and this, and I'm sorry, but I did it. And now it's like, okay, well, since you knew you weren't supposed to do that, you can go ahead and give me your phone, and you can go lay in the room, and you can think about what you did. It's not always like that, but my kids aren't really that bad either. You know what I mean? I'm not in that teenager phase yet with them. Like my oldest son, he's 19. That boy gave me hell. Okay. But I'm just saying, stuff like that's unacceptable, very avoidable, and, you know, show your child that they can come to you without any fear or any consequence or any abusive thing that could potentially happen. Keep your cool, man. When I say calm down, take a deep breath, I mean slow down, take a deep breath, really think about what you're going to say, really think about what you're going to do. Because you're going to push your kids away. You're going to push your kids away, and you're going to look back and think, you know what, I could have done this, this, and this different. This is the main thing that I'm telling you that you can definitely change right now. And everything, it's like a domino effect. Everything will just kind of, fall into place. And, the walls will be down, guards will not be up, and, you'll have a good relationship with your children. And I'm saying that from experience, you guys. I'm not saying, I'm not yapping from the side of my neck for anything, or just acting like I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Like, I went through this with my kids. So I have a 19-year-old, I have an 8-year-old, and my 6-year-old. And, you know what I mean? It's just, you want to be your child's friend, but you also have to be their parent. Like, they have to be able to come to you and say, you know what, Mom, you know what, Dad, I really messed up. I did A, B, and C, and I know my consequences will be D, E, F, or whatever. You know what I mean? D, E, F, that sounds crazy. But you know what I mean? I'm just saying like that. I'm not even done with the dog mayhem. At the end of the day, look, the best way that I can explain to you is, if you don't know you're being abusive, or you don't know you're being over the top, then I recommend that you seek help and seek some type of counseling or help out there. Because some parents don't think they're abusive. Some parents don't think that what they say or what they do, how they discipline or how they choose to teach their children isn't abusive. And I have to admit, I actually had to come to admit about 3 years ago that I was borderline abusive. And I stopped that crap, because I was inflicting fear and hurt into my children. And when I finally realized, it was a big eye-opener. I cried and I cried and I cried, you guys. And it was weird. It was like, I don't know, like the Lord's just, I don't know, I felt like the Lord just spoke to me and was like, you need to stop, you know? And I wasn't actually physically doing something at that point when I realized I was saying things that was really rough. And like, I even felt like for myself, like, dang, did you really just say that, girl? Like, not cool. And what I did is, I was actually under a lot of stress and pressure at the time. My kids had been fighting all day that day. We were actually homeless at the time, so we were, you know, in our car most of the day. And I'll get more into that part at some point if you guys want to know about that. But seek help. Thank you for watching. Hugs and love, guys.